Hello everyone, a very good evening. We at Vajiram and Ravi welcome you to the most awaited camp webinar of 2025. It is going to bring a breakthrough in your prelims preparation. To begin with, my name is Richa Sharma. I am the senior mentor and a program lead for Step Up Mentorship. But today I'm going to talk about something which we're going to offer for the prelims point of view. Now, one thing that I really appreciate today is a lot of you are joining in. I can see the numbers and I'm very delighted. I really appreciate the fact that you have taken out time of your busy schedules and the number is growing up. So that is great. Having acknowledged that fact, I am promising that I'm going to bring certain prelims related insights today, which is going to debust your doubts, confusions, and especially your fear related to the prelims examination. All of you are early birds. We are starting out in the month of December. In the month of November, actually, the prelims is going to start from this particular program is going to start from 4th of December. But having said that as you all are early birds, I'm going to provide you something which is going to give you a very good foundational clarity and a proper vision to see how to approach the prelims examination and how to crack it. Okay. To begin with, you know what happens? Some wise human once said that it is not the knowledge that helps you crack the prelims examination, but the wisdom. Now, if you will ask that can I, ma'am, crack the paper if I start preparing from the month of March? Sure, you can. But ask yourself, have you acquired that wisdom to clear the paper, and how to acquire it? What exactly do you define as a wisdom? And secondly, and also most importantly, how do you think of what is your relationship with this entire prelims examination? Because many people fear it. To debust all these things and to provide you a better vision, a better clarity regarding your strategies and how are you going to approach prelims 2025 this year, so that finally you could see your name as one among the people who are giving the mains examination. For that, this webinar is going to bring a breakthrough in the preparation. This is a promise from my side. Okay. So having said that, these are the deliverables which I intend to provide you in today's webinar. So most of you must be having doubt regarding the following pointers. How do I plan my prelims preparation in the next 5 months? This is especially a doubt for those who have been struggling to clear prelims multiple times, right? So this is for those. Second, how to balance your syllabus, revision, and the test series alongside. And if I'm giving the test series, how to make the best use of it, how to take the notes, how to do effective revision. And then what is the importance of PYQs and how many years of PYQ should you go through? That is something that we are going to clear. Then how much focus should be there on static part of the syllabus and current part of the syllabus? We are going to look at all of this very quantitatively, very objectively. This is not going to be something which I'm averaging out. I'm trying to bring some data into it so that it provides you better vision, better clarity. Okay. Next, we are going to see how to improve accuracy while solving a test. You all must have been given, most of you must have given the prelims examination before as well. Okay. Hi, Umair. Hi, everybody. Good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for joining in. Now, what I'm telling is, you all must have already given some sorts of prelim tests, but the problem is your accuracy, right? So how to improve that? We will look into that. And we will also learn how to do effective notes taking with the help of certain samples that I will be providing for you. And end of the discussion, I will be asking questions from your side. Any kind of question whatsoever will be dealt over by me in this webinar. Are we clear with that? Are we clear with that? So now announcing a very important thing, which is prelims camp, okay, which is the only mentor that you need to crack the prelims examination. First of all, let me introduce you to the prelims camp. Now, this stands for Continuous Assessment and Monitoring Program. Okay, now this particular program is not only going to provide you effective test series, which are very high yielding, but at the same time, it is going to assess you, monitor you, mentor you. So therefore, to crack the prelims examination, we can say that this is the only mentor that you need. It is going to have 60 tests. The overalls about the program, the structure of the program, I'm going to tell you. but more importantly, it is going to commence from 4th of December. Okay, so if you start early, you might finish early, you will be more confident at the early stage of the prelims examination. And what I have already told you, it is not the knowledge but the wisdom which helps you clear the prelims paper. So you will be at much better place to acquire that wisdom in shorter amount of time with the help of this particular program. Let me quickly go through the um, take you through the program features. So first of all, how many tests are going to be there? So we are going to offer you 60 tests, 60 tests, which will be divided into two phases. In the first phase, you will be going through sectional assessment. We just want to know what is your proficiency with respect to subjects, especially the core subjects. Can you tell me what are the core subjects? It's polity, it's economy, it's environment, it's science and tech, and it's history, it's geography. So what is your competence? How do you need to improve? Where are the areas of lacunas? And how can we improve it with mentoring interventions? All of that will be dealt in phase 1. So phase 1, which is going to have total 50 tests, will be further bifurcated into some GS test, CSAT test, and also, this is very exclusive about this program, that you are also going to get the current affairs. Okay, so there will be 36 GS tests, 8 CSAT, and 6 current affair tests, amounting to a total sum of 50 tests in phase 1. What is the unique fact about phase 1? That after each test that you will be giving from 10:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m., after a 15-minute break, you will immediately be getting these sessions, the offline sessions, which will also be available in recorded mode and in online mode. You will be getting the sessions by expert mentors who will be in a test to teach model, will be delivering all the important points that you need to remember for that particular test. It will be taken care by only the subject matter expert. Okay, so we are not going to be generic in our approach. It is going to be highly expert oriented, expertise oriented. Okay, then as you are confident with each important section of the prelims examination, now we will do your simulation as to how you're going to actually perform in the real examination, your speed assessment, your accuracy assessment, your rank, all India rank, all of that will be provided in the phase number 2. Okay, at the same time, I would like to highlight the fact that in the phase 1 also, if you give the test on the correct time, on the scheduled time, then there will be an all India ranking provided immediately on the same day in which the exam has been conducted. It will be available on your respective portals. Fine. Now coming to the phase 2. Phase 2 is when we are going to finally utilize all the knowledge that we have acquired through this. So in this model, what I'm doing, I'm trying to revise, I'm trying to complete my syllabus, and at the same time, I'm trying to give the test. And in the second phase, I'm going to solve the FLTs, what we call as the full length tests. Now, the full length test for GS is not enough. We also require it for the CSAT. CSAT has become heavily competitive, right? So what are we going to do? 5 GS tests will be there, 5 FLTs will be there for CSATs. Okay, now these GS tests will be for revision per se. So these 5 subjects would be polity, economy, environment, history, and environment. Okay, so we are going to provide GS revision test on this. We are going to provide full length holistic comprising of almost all the syllabus in the rest of the 5 FLTs. Among these FLTs, the 3 will be of GS, 2 will be of CSAT. I hope we have made the structure of the CAM program very, very transparent and open in front of you. I don't think that there is any scope of confusion. I will further break it down for your clarity. Okay, please look into it. In the phase 1, as I've already told you, we are going to have 50 tests. We are going to have 36 GS tests. So these 36 GS tests will be arranged in the following fashion. As you can see, 7 tests will be for polity, accompanied by 1 current affairs with respect to some months and polity specifically. Then in economics part, we'll be having 6 tests along with current affairs. So by the end of every subject, you will get assessment of current affairs as well. So that will go on parallelly in the phase 1 itself. Okay, then we will be giving you CSAT test again. And when is it going to be scheduled? By the end of every week. Okay, next, it totally amounts to 50 tests that I have already told you. And in the phase 2, we are going to have revision of polity, economics, geography, history, and environment. Complete syllabus will be asked. Now, What is the difference between FLT and HLT? HLT, or the half line test, if it's for the GS, then you will only be giving 50 questions for 1 hour. Okay, and in the FLT, it will be a 2 hour long test, which will be comprising of 100 questions, very similar to that of the UPSC examination, how they follow the pattern, trend, how they create the question. So you will be getting all of it in phase 2. When it comes to CSAT totally comprises of 80 questions. I hope you all know about it. So in the HLT, you will be getting 40 questions. 40 questions in the HLTs, and FLTs में 80 questions. I hope that the structure of program is very clear to you. Okay. Now, how and why this is the only mentor that you need? Why am I saying that? Because there is a camp advantage. First of all is the early bird advantage. Most of the people who are going to start prelims from February onwards, definitely they can also clear the prelims examination. But for you, if you're joining from today, you can take the advantage of up and over 2 months, which is December and January as well, right? So the camp advantage, first of all, tells me that this is not just a testing methodology. We are not just going to provide you test, look into your assessment. You will not just see your all India ranking, but you will also get a personalized mentorship with respect to each and every test. So what happens generally is, let's say a test is getting organized, it will be immediately followed up by a very rigorous discussion. This is common for almost all the tests. But what is unique in prelims camp is, let's say you're a shy person, or let's say after analyzing the test on your own, you got to know that you have certain peculiar doubts related to the subject which you were not able to ask at that time. So, in the very same day of the conduction of the test, at around 4 p.m., we will be having an online mentoring session as well. So, the mentor who has taught you in the very same day will also be providing you mentoring session at 4, right? So that all of your doubts will be cleared. So that you will be having that conceptual clarity. And if you are a shy person, you will be able to interact in a much better and personalized way with your mentor. Okay, this is a unique thing about the CAM program. Second, there will be mentoring sessions by the subject matter experts. So let's say I'm silver medalist in geography. So I will be providing you something from geography or from environment and science and tech, right? Somebody else who's a subject matter expert in some other subject would be providing you guidance regarding that. Alongside, we can see that the entire syllabus would be covered. Entire syllabus to the core would be covered in the CAMPS program. Then, because of the mentoring session, you will be able to assess, analyze, identify your knowledge gaps. Then, it will also help you to boost your conceptual understanding. See, concepts are the king when it comes to prelims examination, all of us know. Facts are important to some extent, but the concepts that you have built over time with your mains preparation, or let's say you only are starting with prelims preparation, focus should be more on building the concept. And this is specifically important for some of the dicey subject like environment and geography and science and tech, which are very application based. If you're not able to envision it, if you're not having conceptual clarity of it, you will not be able to attempt it nicely. So the focus would be on conceptual building. And therefore, what we offer is a teaching methodology, as well as personalized mentorship by subject matter expert. Fine. Next, it will also help you take care of your speed and accuracy, because you don't have all the time in the world to solve the 100 questions that are given to you in the real exam. Only 2 hours will be given, and given the length of the UPSC paper that is growing like anything right now, you can see that it becomes little more tough to finish the paper on time. That is also some of the factors which could be a limiting thing for you. So we take care of that as well, okay, by providing you rigorous guidance on all these minor things. And then it provides you support on GS, CSAT, current affairs, right? So everything that actually you need for cracking the prelims examination, according to our or best wishes for you, we are going to indulge everything it into the CAMPS program. So I hope that all of these concepts are clear to you. Now, let us also see why CAMP has been one of the most sought after program of Vajiram and Ravi. And I'm saying this not just from my own personal experience, because this program has helped me as well, but a lot of my friends and a lot of students as well. So let's just look into the camp reflection, how it performed, especially in the 2024 and 2023 papers who were very dicey. I'm not going to bring you all the questions because of the paucity of time, but there were a lot of questions that got repeated directly from the camp. But this is something that most of the people claim. What I want to tell you is some of the very unconventional questions that you would have never heard of in the conventional resources were covered in the camp. And that is what I want to highlight here. For example, let's look into a question of 2023. So, this question on Niger seed was asked whether it is covered in MSP or not. So this particular crop, its characteristics, whether it is a Kharif, Rabi or Zaid crop, this is something that in general we don't contemplate that it will be asked. Of course, it was minorly covered in the current affair, but CAM program, because of its very rigorous methodology of covering the current affairs and all the important issues that could be asked in the examination, covered this question in the FLT number 1. They actually asked you a question on this, Niger and lentil, and same statement was given that it is a kharif crop. Here also it is given it is a kharif crop. Are you getting it? Next, let me tell you one more example. So another nightmare was the ilmenite and the rutile words, that these are the ores of which of the following minerals. So of course, the trick masters have their own technique of solving that question. But if you genuinely are a sincere student, disciplined student, if you're rigorously doing your test series, taking notes, especially if you would have solved the camp, you would have known that it has been asked in the question, and these are the critical minerals. It is the ore of titanium. Of course, the source was the 9th standard NCRT geography book. But at the same time, see the output, the ROI that the camp has provided in 2023 paper. Okay, now let's talk about the 2024 paper. So see, a lot of areas are high yielding according to Pareto's principle. I have already told in the previous sessions also. Only 20% of the syllabus comprises 80% of the importance in the examination, in the real examination. So while we worry about the length and breadth of the syllabus, we should actually focus on the areas which are high yielding. So first thing is to identify them, right? So because we have got an expert team, a research team with us, they identify these areas, they identify the recurring themes asked in PYQs, and then they pick up the areas which are important. For example, have you attended that webinar where I told you the important themes before prelims 2024? So in that, I have told you that covering the constitutional developments during British India is a very important theme for modern history. So this theme was picked up in the CAMS paper, and this theme was asked in the same year, 2024. Okay, then some of the common themes, for example, parliament, functioning of the parliament, the different motions of the parliament. This is also an important theme. It was picked up like prorogation, dissolution, it was asked, and same question, same text was given, same text was asked by the UPSC, right? Next, thickness of troposphere. Look into the similarity these two questions have. This is from Vajiram and Ravi Prelims Test Series, and this is the UPSC 2024 question. Okay, look at the similarity. I'm not going to narrate it. I think it is pretty clear from you because the text for creating the question that was asked, that is preferred by UPSC examiner, is also preferred by us for creating the questions for you. So when it comes to trusting a test series, you can take regards into the following factors. You can take into account the very fact that how are we picking question from the static syllabus, high yielding topic from the same textbooks, and also having a very keen eye on the current affair which might get unnoticed by aspirants. Okay, so all of that work you actually delegate to us and our research team into the for the CAM program, right? So there were other things which were in use. For example, what is digital rupee, e-rupee, what is CBDCs? Same question were asked. 2 questions from prelim camp. Same question by the examiner. Next, the TFR. TFR was also in use, right? TFR was also in use. So what is the current TFR of India? What is total fertility rate, students? And what is the current TFR of India? Tell me, why was it in use? Because having taken that into regards, what we did, we created a question, and similar question was asked in UPSC. Same year, not even in a different year, same year. So that is the striking rate. That is the reflection that I wanted to show to you so that you understand how to differentiate between a qualitative test series and a quantitative test series. A test series which in the same amount is promising you, let's say, 100 number of tests, and a test series which is more qualitatively analyzed, created, and researched. Okay, decision is yours. This is the camp for you. And now I will kickstart your prelims preparation. So can we please open up the screen? Now, if you have any doubt regarding the camp program, please feel free to ask to me. I will be giving 5 to 10 minutes for this, after which I will kickstart your prelims preparation by providing you key strategies to crack the paper. Okay? Please open. Okay. It is available in both online and offline mode. Gyan Ranjan, the price would be 7,500 rupees only for the entire 60 test, covering teaching, methodology, and mentoring as well. Okay? So you don't need to purchase it for some other, you don't need to go for any other mentorship program also in this case. Fine. Okay. SSK blog is asking something. मेरा एग्जाम 2025 में है, अभी मंथली मैगजीन से करंट अफेयर्स कवर करके उसको प्री तक रिवाइज करना चाहिए या फिर अभी मंथली मैगजीन से करके फेब से. See how to approach current affairs, SSK, don't worry, I will be dealing with it. I have that in my target list. ठीक है, तो मैं आपको इसको अच्छे से डिटेल में बताऊंगी, आप टेंशन मत लो. लेकिन when it comes to monthly current affairs, if you've already started doing it, try to take notes of it. क्योंकि जब हम एग्जाम के पास आते हैं ना, तो current affair के notes becomes very bulky, especially magazines become very bulky. You will not be able to go through all of them entirety में. ये मैंने भी एक बारी गलती करी थी, तो I can tell you that you have to take notes of it. ठीक है, and you have to take like 1-pager notes of all these prelims related current affair. Okay, and how to pick those current affair, I'll show you a sample. Fine. What is the difference between Power Up and Camp? So in the Power Up, there is only test series with discussion. There is no mentorship. Okay. In Camp, we have got mentorship. Fine. Clarify the online session at 4 p.m. after Camp test. Selva, what do you want me to clarify on this? Can you please ask again? Can you please ask again? Solution will be provided in video format and PDF format as well. ठीक है, सोल्यूशन में आपको कोई इशू नहीं होगा. मेंटरशिप जो 4 PM पे स्टार्ट होने वाली है, दैट 4 PM मेंटरशिप इज गोइंग टू बी शेड्यूल्ड ऑनलाइन ओनली. दैट टू इट इज अवेलेबल फॉर एवरीबडी, वेदर यू आर एन ऑफलाइन एनरोल्ड स्टूडेंट और एन ऑनलाइन एनरोल्ड स्टूडेंट. ठीक है, एंड द प्राइस इज फिक्स्ड. It is equal for everybody because I believe that this is a very economic price that we are offering. So it is 7,500 rupees. Fine. Okay. Is there any other question? Any other good question, worthwhile question which can help your other friends as well? Is there any other question regarding camp program? I'm giving you 1 more minute. Otherwise, we'll start up our prelim strategy. Okay. I want to start early for pre because I want to extend more for mains. Would that be a wise choice? Personally, from my side, till February, try to do prelims and mains parallelly, side by side. Okay? It is not wise to enter into prelims full-fledgedly. Of course, you should be starting your preparation early. That is a good decision. But ऐसा नहीं है कि आप prelims के बाद ही पूरा finish होने के बाद ही आप mains लिखो. Mains में फिर इतना time नहीं बचता. You will not be able to prepare at your best. ठीक है? हाँ, that's a good question, Pooja. The test will be conducted twice a week. There will be a gap of 3 days between each test. Okay. Is NCERT covered in this program? Yes. The questions, the question of ilmenite and rutile that I gave to you, that I showed you, that was picked by UPSC also from NCERT. We also picked it from NCERT. So NCERT is included. But अगर आप बोलो specifically NCERT के test है, ऐसा नहीं है. Okay. So all the important sources, the legitimate sources will be covered here. But not ऐसा कुछ नहीं होगा कि standard book के अलग test है and NCERT के अलग test है. ठीक है? Will the online session be available for all 60 tests? Now, this is also a very good question, Selva. See, I have told you that there are 2 phases. Phase 1 में जितने भी sectional tests हैं, the HLTs, be it for current affair, be it for CSAT, be it for GS, in सबके लिए you will be having mentoring sessions. For the FLTs, you will not be having the mentoring sessions. You would not be requiring it also. But in some special cases, let's say if you want to have it, then we will arrange it for you because this is a very student-friendly program. The institute itself is very student-friendly. Those who know it, they know it. But anyway, आपको issue कोई नहीं आने वाला है. But just to clarify the situation and this question, फेज 2 में मेंटरिंग सेशंस नहीं है, ठीक है। करंट अफेयर के टेस्ट भी 50 क्वेश्चन के होंगे क्या? यस, इफ इट्स अ फेज वन टेस्ट 50 क्वेश्चंस ओनली विल बी इंक्लूडेड, ठीक है। ओके, पीडीएफ ऑफ शेड्यूल इन द डिस्क्रिप्शन. So to clarify that, Rapendra, the PDF, the entire syllabus, the entire timetable of a prelims camp is already there in the Vajiram and Ravi's portal. You just need to do the effort, take the pain of typing it down. Prelims camp Vajiram and Ravi, आपको top right corner में एक prelims का schedule मिल जाएगा. So that test schedule is very much transparent and open for everybody. So you can see it from there. Okay. What is the optional strategy in this camp? Optional नहीं, this is for prelims. Prelims में कोई optional होता है क्या? नहीं ना. It is for prelims mentorship. ठीक है. Fees I have already told you, Ankita. It is 7,500 and it is a uniform fees for everybody all over India. ठीक है. Next. Is there any other thing? Test discussion के recording देंगे for revision purpose. It will be provided. ठीक है. Everything that is available for us, that is available with us for you, will be available in offline mode, online mode, and recorded mode. So you don't need to take any worry on that. Fine. Now, let's close the screen, sir. Now I'm going to provide you certain strategic insights, which is going to debust your fear around prelims and how you are going to approach prelims this year. That is very important. If you have the right vision now, you will not find prelims very hard, because you know what? Prelims हर साल होता है, and every year many people are able to clear the paper. ठीक है? The reason for that is how they perceive prelims. See, if you feel that the animal coming in front of you is a tiger, you will be afraid. But if you will perceive it as just a cat, you will not be fearful of it. So it's just about how you perceive of the situation, how big of it is in your mind, right? That matters a lot. So to make your vision clear, your strategy clear around the prelims, I'm going to provide you deeper insights into these questions. Let's start with the first one. How to plan your prelims preparation in the next 5 months. Now, this is available for everybody, not just for the people who are willing to take the camp program, but for everybody. See, what happens is, if you are ready, if you are convinced that you have to start prelims preparation early in the month of December, you can start it from the first week of December. ठीक है? Doesn't mean that you have to leave your mains preparation. At least optional and ethics को तो आप balance करके चलो साथ में. इसके बाद आप क्या करो? For every important subject, the most important subject being polity, economy, geography. Why? इनसे सबसे ज़्यादा question आए. If you do the 10-year analysis, it's available on Google. कोई भी website पे आप जाके देखो, it's there. So these three topics are very important. These three subjects actually hold majority of the marks. So if your conceptual clarity is good in these subjects, you will take the cake of prelims, right? So what we'll do, we'll divide them into three weeks. So for 3 weeks, I'm going to do polity. The next 3 weeks, I'm going to do economy. Next 3 weeks, geography. And of course, there has to be a transition period. In that transition period, let's say there is a gap between two subjects of 1 week. In that 1 week, I will try to attempt an FLT. I will try to revise my monthly current affair. I'll try to revise my notes of current affair compilation so far, or I will do my CSAT revision. Okay, so there should be certain intervals between these successive subjects. Fine. The core subjects that you should be picking are polity, economics, geography, and environment. ठीक है? Please take screenshot of this. Okay, and environment. ठीक है? Then again there should be buffer period between. आप देख रहे हो कि ये 24 दिसंबर को खत्म हो रहा है. Second one is starting from 2nd January. There has to be a buffer period for you to prepare for CSAT and current affair. ठीक है? Next is current affairs based reading. So current affair based reading would mostly comprise of schemes, because there is a growing importance of UPSC asking government schemes, government initiatives, especially for the marginalized sections, agriculture sector, women empowerment, etc. You all know that, right? If you see the trend, you will analyze it. So ये सारा जो area है ना, जो current affairs से cover होता है, अभी के लिए फिलहाल we have already finished current affair revision in the intervals. We have got 4 such intervals. Now, what I'll do, I'll specifically focus on current affair of these areas, which is agriculture, schemes, science and tech, and IR. Now, you will ask, ma'am, isko kitna? How much should I prepare? For how many months of current affair is needed for these sections? So, I would say, do for it at least for this one and environment. Science and tech, IR, environment, agriculture and schemes. 1 to 2 years of current affairs is required, because you never know कि कौन सा current affair वो पूछ लेंगे. ठीक है. So यहाँ पे आपको current affairs के area पे focus करना है. Next is, again, you will be getting 1 week for this. Okay, approximately 10 days for this. Then you will pick up history. Now, why a course subject like history has been placed somewhere here, which is very near to the prelims examination in the month of March? The reason is history is very factual and the ROI is very low. There are n number of books that people would be suggesting for you. There's Upinder Singh, there is NCRT, Tamil Nadu board, then there is Bipin Chandra. There are umpteen resources, but the ROI is really poor, and most importantly, it's very factual. Okay, so it's better that we try to remember the facts near to the examination, so that according to our memory loss curve, जो एबेंगॉस कर्व होता है, हमारा जो रिपीटेशन हो प्रीलिम्स को हिस्ट्री को लेके वो कम रहे. ठीक है, इसकी वजह से हम हिस्ट्री को ज्यादा इजीली रिटेन कर पाएंगे टुवर्ड्स द when the examination is approaching us. So I hope the logic, the rationality of distribution of subject is clear to you. And when you are done with the history by 19th of March, you will be indulging into revisions and FLTs. But revisions of what? Okay, so that I'll be teaching you when I take you through how to take notes. In that section, we will see how to do proper revisions, how to do the FLTs, and how to make the best use of FLTs. See, FLTs will not help you to enrich your knowledge and your current affair base. It's the phase 1, the HLTs, the sectional test that you solve, that is going to help you. Okay, FLTs are there to help you simulate the exam like conditions. So ideally 10:30 to 12:30 you should be giving your FLTs in one go, just like how you're going to do in the examination hall, right? And you should also be wary of the time. You should also take care of the time in which you are attempting all the question. आपकी strategy device हो जानी चाहिए कि how are you going to attempt the paper, how are you going to fill the OMR. आप first iteration लोगे, 2 iteration लोगे, because it changes from person to person. So whatever is bringing you best of the marks, that has to be your strategy, and that can only be devised once you do enough number of trials and testings, right? So FLT is for how you're going to behave. You're going to actually change your muscle memory. You're actually going to train your examination aptitude, your behavior towards the real time examination with the help of FLT training. Okay? And then of course revision should be done from notes, which I call as the crammer notes. These are the last point notes. These are the last resort notes actually, which will be very high yielding. At the same time, they will be derived not just from your books, they are your base notes. The foundational classes notes that you have created, they are your base notes. इतने सारे notes का pile up आप last moment पे नहीं पढ़ सकते. उसको आपको एक second level of notes बनाना पड़ता है, जिसे कहते हैं crammers, quick crammers या फिर prelims crammers, right? So these are short notes which I will teach you how to create, and that you have to revise. Okay? So this is how your preparation has to be planned for the next 5 months. You can of course, according to जैसे अगर आपका PSI और optional है, आप polity में बहुत comfortable है, you can shuffle the subjects. But at least starting के 3 areas में आप इन तीनों subject में ही shuffle करिए. Okay? And when it comes to geography, focus more on mapping. Fine? Because it's important from prelims. Now, how to balance your syllabus revision and the test series? Because this is something that students struggle with. When they have to take both the things parallelly, there has to be a lot of revision to be done, and there's a lot of syllabus to be covered, and at the same time I'm covering a lot of test series as well. How to balance it? The first thing is you have to divide the entire syllabus into important sections first. Okay, now let's say I'm revising something and I know that my schedule is that I have to give polity in the next 3 days. Then what I will be revising? I will be revising polity only. In that time, don't try to revise economy. ठीक है, ट्राई टू ब्रिंग अ कोहेरेंस इनटू योर एंटायर टाइम टेबल. ठीक है, एक फ्लो बनाने की कोशिश करिए. इसीलिए टेस्ट सीरीज बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट होती है, क्योंकि टेस्ट सीरीज आपके लाइफ में इट इंस्टिल्स अ काइंड ऑफ डिसिप्लिन, एंड यू हैव टू ओरिएंट योर रिविजन विद रिस्पेक्ट टू टेस्ट सीरीज ओनली. Then in that syllabus also you should know what are the key areas which are your weak areas. आप बार बार भूल जाते हो. Let's say Government of India Act 1935 provisions आप भूल जाते हो, so you should be reading more that. ऐसा नहीं है कि you are just brushing off your ego and you are doing the same thing which you are comfortable in again and again. If I'm good in polity, if I'm good in geography, I'm revising geography only. That is a very counterintuitive approach. What you have to do is do something that is making you uncomfortable more often. ठीक है, so syllabus के high yielding areas आपको figure out करने हैं, which is already available in our live section. I have already provided that. And then divide it into further sections, do proper PYQ analysis, and then you take up that topic, you revise it as much as you can, close it, give the test, analyze the test, understand your loophole areas. Again, the next time when you're going to revise, try to revise your loophole areas more. Getting it? Next thing is, when I'm revising, one approach is to pick all my foundational notes, जितने मैंने आज तक notes बना के रखे हुए हैं, पूरा 1-2 किलो का वो लेके मैं उसका रिविजन करना स्टार्ट करूं. But in that sense, what will happen is, and this happens with a lot of students, कि उनको लगता है कि they have deviated from the path. They don't know whether this is going to bring me some result, this is going to help me in prelims or not. There's no clarity. Okay, because you never know कि what information is more important for prelims, what is going to be asked this year in this year's prelims examination, right? For that, the method that we incorporate is reverse engineering. और ये आपने actually में अपने examinations में किया होगा back in your college and school days. So what we do, we learn from the questions that have already been asked. That is where test series becomes very important. So test series will be challenging you on multiple themes through 50 questions to 100 questions. You understand the theme in which you are weak, or you pick up the theme which is important, which is very recurrent in the examination, revise it. अगर आपको रिवीजन में प्रॉब्लम हो रही है, आप इफ यू आर एबल टू अंडरस्टैंड कि ये पर्टिकुलर थीम है, इसमें बार बार क्वेश्चन आता है, आई नो दैट एंड आई एम वीक इन दैट, सो व्हाट आई विल डू, आई विल क्रिएट माय क्विक प्रीलिम्स क्रैमर्स ऑन दैट. ठीक है, दिस इज हाउ रिवर्स इंजीनियरिंग, व्हिच मींस दैट यू आर लर्निंग थ्रू टेस्ट and not vice versa. You are not learning and going to take the test. Of course that has to be done, but ऐसा नहीं है कि मेरा पूरा सिलेबस फिनिश हो जाएगा फिर मैं जाके टेस्ट दूं. ऐसा कभी नहीं हो सकता, किसी सब्जेक्ट में नहीं हो सकता. Why? Because सिलेबस का कोई बाउंड नहीं है. There's no length and breadth of the syllabus. प्रीलिम्स का सिलेबस ऑफिशियल वेबसाइट पे देखा है आपने, एंड आपने प्रीलिम्स का एक्चुअल पेपर देखा हुआ है, बहुत डिविएशन होता है, क्योंकि कोई ऐसा उन्होंने डिफाइन करके नहीं रखा है कि वो यहीं तक ही क्वेश्चन पूछेंगे. ठीक है, सो देयरफॉर you cannot be ever 100% and fully ready with respect to one subject. कुछ ना कुछ छूटेगा. So इसीलिए what you will be doing, you will be taking the approach of attempting the test first, no matter what, whether you are prepared with it or not, and then you will be taking notes from the tests. This is how you're going to revise. ठीक है? So what we are going to follow, test and learn model, which is also the reverse engineering. ठीक है? So I was actually talking about how to divide the syllabus in sections. So let's say for the first 3 days, my target is to cover the first 6 chapters of Lakshmikant. ठीक है, 6 chapters of Lakshmikant means every day 2 chapters have to be read. Now this is a very approachable target. बहुत easy target है ये. आप ऑलरेडी पढ़ के रखे हो, ऐसा तो नहीं है कि यू आर स्टार्टिंग अफ्रेश, कुछ भी नहीं पढ़ा हुआ है. बहुत कम लोग होते हैं. इवन इफ आपको लग रहा है कि मैम आई एम नॉट दैट वेल वर्स्ड विद द सिलेबस, आई एम नॉट कॉन्फिडेंट, आई डोंट हैव द नोट्स, स्टिल you have the basic knowledge about it. So think about it, only 2 subjects have to be taken up, 2 topics have to be taken up in one day. What does it mean? It means it's very much approachable. You can balance out your mains preparation with it, right? But this segregation is very important. Always sleep with a target and wake up with a target. Always. This will help you provide clarity and it will streamline your entire preparation. And syllabus कब खत्म हो जाएगा आपको पता भी नहीं चलेगा. ठीक है, तो ये idea, this is very important. This is something where our camp program also helps, because in the official website of Vajiram And Ravi, आप prelims camp select करोगे, so आपको ये पूरा syllabus मिल जाएगा. ठीक है, I'm just showing you a sample of it. How do we do? Somebody also asked कि कौन से interval में paper होते हैं. So every third day there will be a paper. ठीक है, every third day will be a paper, and the sources, the references are already given for you कि which sources are working well. जैसे फॉर एग्जाम्पल लास्ट 2 years से पॉलिटी में सुभाष कश्यप की आर कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन बुक हैज बीन फेयरिंग वेल, हैज बीन परफॉर्मिंग प्रीटी वेल. डजंट मीन कि आप उसको पढ़ना स्टार्ट कर दो, बट यू कैन डू द सेलेक्टिव रीडिंग. एंड कितनी सेलेक्टिव रीडिंग करनी है, उसी के लिए तो मेंटर है, राइट? सो वी ऑल्सो प्रोवाइड यू रेफरेंसेस. वी सेग्रीगेट योर एंटायर शेड्यूल इनटू डेज एंड इनटू फेजेस, इनटू पर्टिकुलर सेक्शंस. फाइन. देन जैसे ही एक टॉपिक फिनिश होता है, let's say polity के 3 weeks finish हो गए, so by the end of it I will be asking you question on polity related current affair will be asked, and then there will be a complete CSAT assessment of yours. ठीक है, now many people also have this question that when should I start doing my CSAT preparation. So in my previous webinar, I also have told you about this. I've already dealt this question. CSAT आप पहले एक टेस्ट देके देखो. If you're scoring less than 66 marks, which means you have to start preparing for the CSAT. Let's say you have scored less than 45 marks, then you should be definitely starting from the month of December. But if you're scoring somewhere above 50, very close to 66, above 50 to 66, then you can start from January onwards. And if you are able to score more than 66, then you can start your CSAT preparation from Feb or March onwards, maximum March. उसको भी आपको delay नहीं करना है. Even if you are an engineering graduate and IIT person, still what I'm suggesting is, because there's a changing nature of CSAT paper, it's going more towards the CAT examination. कौन थोड़ा सा heavy पूछा जा रहा है, इसीलिए preparation is required. ठीक है, तो CSAT कोई giant नहीं है, कोई monster नहीं है, but anything can only be tamed through practice. प्रैक्टिस से यू बिकम कंफर्टेबल विद द सब्जेक्ट. ओके, सो डिपेंड करता है. इसके लिए आपको सबसे पहले अपना पहला सीसैट टेस्ट देना है एंड ऑनेस्टली अपना स्कोर इवैल्यूएट करना है. तो आपको समझ में आ गया, यू हैव टू मेक अ डिफरेंशिएशन, लेस देन 66, लेस देन 45 और मोर देन 66. तो मैंने आपको मंथ्स बता दिए. आई होप दिस इज क्लियर. सो प्लीज स्क्रीन ऑन करिए. कोई डाउट है आपको सो फार? एनीबडी हैविंग एनी डाउट सो फार? सो कैन यू प्लीज स्विच ऑन द स्क्रीन? हाँ, ये जो सिलेबस है जेएस, इसका जो सिलेबस है, इसका डेली टारगेट का जो आपको पीडीएफ है, इट इज अवेलेबल इन द वाजीराम्स पोर्टल. ठीक है, उसमें आप प्रीलिम्स कैम्प टाइप करिए, यू विल गेट इट. ठीक है, 2 ईयर का करंट अफेयर. ये जैक कुछ पूछ रहे हैं, प्लीज उनका क्वेश्चन दिखाइए. बहुत ज्यादा है, हाउ डू वी कवर इट? मैं आपको बताती हूँ. When I'm saying 2 years current affair, I'm not asking you to cover 2 years current affair like the daily current affair. I'm asking you to cover the yearly compilation of last year and the monthly compilations from this year, and that too only for important subjects like government scheme. I have already told you government scheme. And tell me कौन सा बताया मैंने? environment बताया मैंने आपको, science and tech बताया मैंने आपको, and IR also very selectively, because something which was important last year will also be important this year. But prelims के लिए मैं क्यों कह रही हूँ ना, because prelims में generally the areas of conflict get very frequently asked. For example, the Tigris region they have asked, है ना, ऐसे बहुत सारे एरियाज इन कन्फ्लिक्ट जो थे वो पूछे गए थे. तो दे कैन टेक इट फ्रॉम लास्ट ईयर ऑल्सो. ऐसा नहीं है कि रफा क्रॉसिंग वाज अ न्यूज तो वो इसी ईयर न्यूज में थी. द शेरम के अलोंग, द एरिस क्रॉसिंग, रफा क्रॉसिंग, देन द बेन यूरियन कैनाल, ये सारी चीजें पिछले साल से ही थी. हो सकता है इस साल के ईयरली कंपाइलेशन में कवर नहीं होगी, बट यू शुड बी डूइंग इट. सो ओनली फॉर दीज करंट अफेयर ओरिएंटेड थिंग्स यू शुड बी कवरिंग फ्रॉम 2 years. You should be covering the content up to 2 year. Last year का जो आप content cover करेंगे वो yearly compilation से करेंगे. Fine? ठीक है? Is there availability of test series in prelims? Krishnakant, I'm talking about test series only. We are offering you 60 tests, which means it's a test series, na? It's a test series, but we'll be teaching you alongside also. We'll be giving you mentorship as well. This is that kind of, it's a very holistic camp program. It's like a winter camp. You're entering into winter camp. Once you're out of it, you will be able to clear prelims. ठीक है, चलिए नेक्स्ट है. मैम, will it suffice with the recent trends of question? How it has been so innovative in its question? Will it suffice the current affair approach? What are you asking about? Sumant is asking, ma'am, current affair, how question will be asked? Is it like November month current affair or how? No. So current affairs, see, the current affairs are those which are of national importance and international importance, is what is very explicitly written in your prelim syllabus. ठीक है, वो कब तक का cover करेंगे we can never predict. But what I'm saying is, for the current affair oriented subjects, जैसे कि environment है, science and tech है, most of the question gets asked from current affair ना, तो they might not be covering your current affair only from this particular year. पिछले साल का भी पूछ सकते हैं, कुछ एरिया हो सकता है पिछले साल में हो. इफ यू हैव द टाइम यू शुड बी कवरिंग up to 2 years of current affair for these subjects only. ठीक है, what is the role of current affair in prelims and how we prepare it and score? I will tell you. That is one among the deliverables that I have to offer here. Okay, changing pattern of GS question. I'm actually missing out on the context through which you're asking this question. Can you please make it more clear? I'll try to answer it. ठीक है. Why should you not take recitals? I do take recitals on YouTube. I do take the science and technology section. Okay, so I think we are done with these questions. We don't have any further doubts. So I'll move further now. Okay, how much focus on static and current affairs should be given? This is a very important question. Some of you are already asking this, right? See, static and most importantly, the concepts of static is something which builds the entire foundation of cracking the prelims paper. That is why, नहीं, think about it. Somebody, आपने बहुत सारे लोगों को देखा होगा, उन्होंने एक बारी प्रीलिम्स निकाला अपने फर्स्ट अटेम्प्ट में. द मोमेंट दे गेट टू क्रैक द प्रीलिम्स, हो सकता है फर्स्ट में नहीं निकाला, सेकंड में प्रीलिम्स निकल गया, उसके बाद दे नेवर स्ट्रगल टू क्लियर द प्रीलिम्स. बहुत सारे ऐसे होते हैं जो ऑफिसर्स हैं, ऑलरेडी पोस्टेड है, उनके पास इतना रिगरस टाइम नहीं होता इतना सारा करंट अफेयर पढ़ने का, उसके बाद भी हर बार उनका प्रीलिम्स निकलता है. क्यों निकलता है? क्योंकि उनके पास एक चीज बहुत सॉलिड है, विच इज द स्टैटिक पोर्शन. So while current affair is important, we need not to over obsess on it. And let me justify that with the help of this data, right? Having analyzed the weightage of multiple subjects alongside the current affairs across these 5 years, we analyzed that current affair का weightage 20% से ज़्यादा नहीं होता. And when I'm saying 20%, this current affair is not coming from Mars planet, from Venus planet. It is coming from environment subject, science and tech subject, IR, government schemes, और some miscellaneous topics. जैसे कभी कभी वो awards पूछ लेते हैं, ठीक है? So are you getting the gist? Current affair is important, but you should not be overemphasizing on it. That is why if you're doing daily current affair analysis, just do it for 1 hour or maximum 1.5 hour. उसके बाद जो current affair छूट गया. ऐसा कुछ आपका बहुत ग्रेट नहीं छूटने वाला है, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है जो वो बहुत माइनरली पूछ लेंगे. इफ देयर इज समथिंग, द कैंप प्रोग्राम विल टेक केयर ऑफ इट. ठीक है, चलिए, ये हाउ मेनी इयर्स ऑफ पीवाईक्यू आर इंपॉर्टेंट, दिस इज आल्सो गोइंग टू बी माय वन ऑफ माय टॉपिक्स. ठीक है, आई हैव कवर्ड ऑलमोस्ट एवरीथिंग दैट आर द फ्रीक्वेंटली आस्क्ड क्वेश्चन ऑन प्रीलिम्स. इसीलिए आई एम टेलिंग यू दिस, इफ यू आर अटेंडिंग दिस प्रोग्राम, इट्स अ प्रॉमिस फ्रॉम माय साइड दैट यू विल गो टू योर होम विद अ मच बेटर क्लैरिटी. तो करंट अफेयर हमें कितना वेटेज देना है? सिर्फ 20%. डोंट ऑब्सेस ओवर इट. ठीक है, करंट अफेयर की टेस्ट सीरीज बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट सोर्स होते हैं करंट अफेयर कवर करने का, बिकॉज करंट अफेयर की टेस्ट सीरीज की जो टीम होती है उनको एग्जैक्टली पता होता है कि विच इज द इंपॉर्टेंट नेशनल करंट अफेयर, इंटरनेशनल करंट अफेयर, एंड विच इज अ गार्बेज वन, जो हमें नहीं पता चल पाता, स्पेशली इफ वी आर just 1 to 2 year old in this examination cycle, right? So we can do that. Next is, when I'm doing current affairs, what is more important is I should be able to optimize my time every time I move ahead with current affair, which means मैंने एक बारी मंथली मैगजीन पढ़ी, मंथली मैगजीन के एवरेज पेज कितने होते हैं? 30 to 40 पेज की मंथली मैगजीन होती है. ठीक है, नाउ हाउ मेनी मंथ्स ऑफ मैगजीन शुड बी रेड, है ना? इफ आई एम सेइंग कि आपको एक साल तक का पढ़ना है, 12 मंथ रफली, और लेट्स से 10 मंथ तक का तो आप पढ़ते हो, या लेट्स से 8 मंथ भी मान लो, तब भी हाउ मेनी पेजेस डू यू हैव टू रीड? देयर आर लॉट मेनी पेजेस, राइट? Therefore, it's very important that whenever you read the monthly current affairs, you create notes out of it, and this is a sample notes. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, वाहन प्लेटफॉर्म, वेरी बेसिक थिंग. ठीक है, आपने देखा, आपको उसके बारे में सब कुछ नहीं पढ़ना. मे बी इन योर मंथली करंट अफेयर दे कवर द एंटायर पर्सपेक्टिव ऑफ प्रीलिम्स एंड एज वेल एज मेंस. बट आर वी प्रिपेयरिंग फॉर मेंस? नो, वी आर प्रिपेयरिंग फॉर प्रीलिम्स. सो व्हाट आई विल डू, आई विल क्रिएट दीज शॉर्ट नोट्स. ठीक है, एंड हाउ टू क्रिएट इट, डिजिटल मोड में करना चाहिए, पेपर में करना चाहिए, दैट इज नॉट एनी क्वेश्चन. ये कोई डिबेट की बात ही नहीं है. वट एवर यू आर कंफर्टेबल विद. द ओनली पॉइंट इज, कोई भी टॉपिक आप ले रहे हो, जैसे सीबीयूडी प्रोजेक्ट है, इसको आपको बहुत ज्यादा नहीं डिटेल में लिखना है. आपको सिर्फ ये देखना है कि प्रीलिम्स में व्हाट काइंड ऑफ क्वेश्चन कैन बी आस्क्ड फ्रॉम दिस. They'll be asking who initiated this project, who's funding this project, who are the beneficiaries of the project. Only this much information is required. I don't need to know about the entire philosophy, definition, full form. I don't need to do that. I only need to pick up the things which will help me eliminate the data, the fact, the concept. ठीक है, करंट अफेयर आपको ऐसे ही बनाने हैं. So as you can see that, let's say from the month of October, from the section of polity, एक पेज के अंदर सारे नोट्स हो गए ना. आपको लगेगा कि इतने में थोड़ी काम होगा, हो जाएगा. It will help you, because there are other things as well. You will also be getting the yearly compilation, which will be little more detailed. But at least if you're doing the monthly current affair, फटाफट ये करके खुश हो जाओ. You'll be very happy कि you're done with the topic. ठीक है. एंड अगर आप इसको बार बार रिवाइज करोगे, देन बिलीव मी, इफ यू हैव अ फ्रेंड हु इज होलिस्टिकली रीडिंग द इंटायर मंथली करंट अफेयर, नॉट टेकिंग द नोट्स, हाईलाइटिंग, आप उससे क्वेश्चन पूछोगे, दे विल नॉट बी एबल टू आंसर. You will be able to answer. But for that, you need to have an eye for what has to be picked from Prelims point of view. For that, giving test series is very important because test series builds that orientation for you. ठीक है, ये समझ में आ रहा है आपको? Now, what is the importance of PYQ? And as a question asked by one among you, that how many years of PYQ should you go through? ठीक है, सबसे पहली बात, importance of PYQ. Why is it really important? Because of two very basic things. UPSC has a set pattern of asking the question. Of course, deviations are shown. They also try to invent and innovate through their own means to make the examination more stressful. Not difficult, but more stressful. But at the same time, majority of the question में same trends, same patterns, same themes follow होती हैं. आप एक बारी, if you will be able to do the PYQ analysis, आप अभी ही 3 साल के PYQs पढ़ो. You will be able to understand some themes which are more important than the others. Right? So first of all, they help you understand the pattern of the question, in which language that question will be developed. And this language, just for example, is by geography mein. The questions were asked on 3 variables. So they gave you the waterfalls, the river, and एक third column बना दिया था, जो कि पहले कभी नहीं होता था, कि उनका state कौन सा है. So you need to know the facts very spot on, or either you will be able to attempt this question or leave this question. So what happens is there is an evolving language of UPSC paper. Okay, which can only be understood with the help of PYQs. And the test series on which the ideology on which the camp is built is, we also try to catch the philosophy, the changing language of the UPSC questions. Okay, and we create similar questions so that you will be able to test yourself on that pattern multiple times before sitting in the actual examination. Clear on that? So you'll be able to understand the pattern, evolving language, likelihood of the repetition. A lot of questions, let's say a question, especially this repetition is highly observed in polity and economy. You check for yourself. See a question of 2014, same question, same language, 2020 mein pucha hua hai. In fact, some repetitions are done on successive basis. Some question was asked in 2020, same question, same line, same language, 2021 mein pucha hua hai. So if there is any one source which is going to give you the best yield in UPSC exam, it is PYQ. But just merely reading the PYQ won't help. It serves nobody. You have to do further deeper analysis of PYQ. You have to go a little bit beyond what you are reading and what is the apparent, right? How to do that, I'll teach you that also. Everything is covered in the session. Don't need to take care of, don't need to worry about anything. The second thing is, it teaches us that how some of the tricks or some of the algorithms gets applied in creating the language of question. Okay, for example, we all know that UPSC appreciates not the knowledge but the wisdom. Okay, so wisdom develops your common sense. So something which you have not apparently read, even after reading all these things, you have not never read about chewing gums. We never thought it is an important topic, but UPSC asked this question just to check your common sense. Right? So just look into this question. Many chewing gums found in the market are considered a source of environmental pollution. They could be because of their composition. Then they are also talking about the composition, that they might contain plastic. They might contain, and also they are saying not all of them, but many of them. And anything which contains plastic could be polluting. So even if I know nothing about it, can I solve this? Can I understand that UPSC appreciates my common sense application? Right? This is something that I learned through PYQ. How many questions could be answered just by common sense could be learned only through PYQ analysis. Fine. Let me show you some other things as well. For example, it's a general thing that we know, that the facts are manipulated very easily by the examiner because it is easy to manipulate them. It doesn't take a lot of effort from the क्वेश्चन मेकर. सो डेट्स एंड ईयर्स जनरली ये गलत होती हैं. तो डेट्स एंड ईयर्स जब मैं नोट्स भी बनाऊंगी तो मुझे बहुत ज्यादा फोकस नहीं करना है डेट एंड ईयर याद करने पे, क्योंकि I will be having in the back of my mind that they might be incorrect. There's more likelihood, 80% likelihood of them getting incorrect, right? So here डेट एंड ईयर का आप एक बार देख लो. यहाँ पे स्टेटमेंट 2 क्या दिया हुआ है? EU intends to achieve carbon neutrality by 2040. So carbon neutrality, they have intended to do that, but not by 2040. 2040 तक उनको 90% कार्बन न्यूट्रल बनना है. 100% का टारगेट 2050 का है. इंडिया का 2070 का है. पंचामृत प्रिंसिपल्स में हुआ था लास्ट कॉप में. ठीक है. सो ये हमें पता है, तो हमें याद करके नहीं रखना है कि कार्बन न्यूट्रलिटी कब तक होगी। मे बी वी कैन एलिमिनेट, अगर नहीं आ रहा है तो वी अंडरस्टैंड द डेट एंड ईयर कुड बी मैनिपुलेटेड। ठीक है, नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन, areas of conflict, important theme for UPSC, and areas of conflict that too more focus on the African region and the Middle East region. तो मोस्ट ऑफ द क्वेश्चंस जो आपको दिख रहे हैं, सूडान, टर्की, ये दो तो इन्हीं को बिलोंग कर रहा है ना। ठीक है, अर्जेंटीना आपको नहीं पता, बट अगर ये दो पता होगा तो भी आप इस आंसर को निकाल सकते हो, राइट। सिमिलरली, इंक्रीजिंग फोकस ऑन schemes and bills. How do I know this? Because 2019 से every year they are asking question on important schemes that are there for agriculture sector and the marginalized sector. ठीक है, so I have to now focus more on schemes and bills. Which scheme will be asked? Nobody knows. Maybe the important ones, maybe the ones who appeared in the current affair, maybe something which is essentially very important. For example, MP lad. ठीक है, MP lad पूछ रहा था 2020 में. So ये सारी schemes I have to prepare. Secondly, how it helps, how the PYQ helps is that it helps me to understand the high yielding topic, just say geography specifically. If you start covering from NCRT, all the chapters of NCRT, you will not be in a very good position with respect to geography. You should be focusing more on mapping, Indian mapping, world mapping, that to the geomorphological features. For example, the hills, the lakes, the rivers, the plateaus, the mountains, etc. Right? Then that too, they focus more on the hydrological features. Lakes ज़्यादा पूछते हैं, rivers ज़्यादा पूछते हैं, world के भी, India के भी. Then they might be asking you about the bordering nations. जैसे कोई एरिया है, एरिया ऑफ कन्फ्लिक्ट है, तो रेड सी के अराउंड उन्होंने पूछ लिया, क्रीमिया के अराउंड उन्होंने पूछ लिया, लेट्स से दे आस्क्ड यू अबाउट ब्लैक सी के बॉर्डरिंग नेशंस क्या है, ये सारा कुछ पूछा हुआ है ना ऑलरेडी. दे हैव आस्क्ड यू समथिंग about Israel because that has been an area of conflict. So bordering nation is important. How will you learn it? Will any book make you learn this? No. It will be learned only through mapping. ठीक है. Next is reading about all these things, types of forest, type of biomes, that also helps you to solve a lot of questions. For example, 2021, I remember that there was a question on Amazon rainforest. So good description of the biome was given. You just had to identify it. So this has become an important area. Type of climate has become an important area. But I can only understand this once I've done the PYQ analysis. That is the importance, my dear students. You can see the number of repetition. How many times they have asked things around rivers only. That too, rivers belonging to the Indus River system, the Gangetic River system, and especially the Deccan Hills are asked, the Deccan Rivers are asked more often. Pennar River is something जो उन्होंने multiple बार पूछा हुआ है. Can anybody answer me, is Pennar a tributary of any river? Because they have asked Pennar River 4 times repeatedly. So that river becomes important. So if I'm doing PYQ analysis, I should be able to catch these rivers, think about their tributaries, where are they originating, where are they draining, what are the left bank, right bank tributaries, is there any dam on them, is there any canyon on them. So can you please tell if Pennar is a tributary of any river or not? This is very important. तो अच्छा, यू चेक इट ऑन गूगल एंड टेल मी वेदर पेन्नार. देखो अभी तक इतनी बारी यूपीएससी ने क्वेश्चन पूछा हुआ है, आप लोग भी वन टाइमर नहीं हो गए, बट आपको अभी भी ये चीज नहीं पता है, विच मीन्स समवेयर वी आर लैकिंग ऑन पीवाईक्यू एनालिसिस, राइट. नाउ लुक इनटू द रिवर्स दे हैव आस्क्ड फ्रॉम द वर्ल्ड. मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंटली यूरोप एंड अफ्रीका की रिवर्स बहुत सारी पूछी जाती है. उसमें भी दो ही चीजें पूछते हैं, वेयर आर दे ओरिजिनेटिंग एंड वेयर आर दे ड्रेनिंग इनटू. तो मैंने जस्ट बिकॉज मैंने ये वाली रिवर देख ली, कॉन्गो बेसिन देख लिया, तो डजंट मीन कि मैं कैमरून की सारी ट्रिब्यूटरीज पढ़ने लग जाऊंगी, उसकी हिल्स पढ़ने लग जाऊंगी. नो, बिकॉज आई नो कितना पूछते हैं, कितना कवरेज है, विच कंट्रीज आर दे पासिंग थ्रू, बेसिक ड्रेन कहाँ पे हो रहा है, ओरिजिन कहाँ पे हो रहा है, सिर्फ इतना ही. ठीक है. व्हाट इज एनवायरमेंट करंट अफेयर, कैन यू गिव एग्जांपल? या ऑफ कोर्स. जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल अभी आपने लास्ट क्वेश्चन ही देखा, ठीक है, आपने अभी ईयू का क्वेश्चन देखा कि दे हैव प्रॉमिस टू बिकम कार्बन न्यूट्रल बाय 2040. दिस इज करंट अफेयर because in the last COP when the stock take was being held, तो सब लोगों ने अपने NDCs को रिवाइज किया था. So that's when India also announced our Panchamrit principle. That's when EU also announced it. Right? It was a current affair. Environment का current affair. ये आपको शंकर IAS बेसिक बुक्स में नहीं मिलेगा. Exactly, it is not a tributary. Independent river है ये, और इसके थ्रू इंडिया का सबसे बड़ा कैनियन बनता है, which is the Gandikota Canyon. ठीक है, एवरीथिंग इज लिंक्ड, बट द ओनली थिंग इज पुट द एफर्ट, टेक दैट पेन। ठीक है, उसके बारे में क्यूरियस रहिए कि क्या पूछ रहे हैं, कितना पूछ रहे हैं, कितने डेप्थ तक जाना है, एटलीस्ट जाइए तो। इफ यू आर नॉट एबल टू टेक द पेन, यू विल नेवर बी एबल टू ग्रो। If you are the same person that you were in the last prelims, then expect the same results in the next prelims also, है ना? स्ट्रैटेजी आपको पता है। अगर आप में से किसी को मैं यहाँ पे बुला के बोलूं कि प्लीज गिव अस सम इनसाइट्स हाउ टू क्लियर द प्रीलिम्स एग्जामिनेशन, आप बहुत ज्यादा डिविएट नहीं करोगे फ्रॉम व्हाट आई एम टेलिंग यू, आप भी वही चीज बताओगे, राइट? द ओनली डिफरेंस इज you have to take the pain of implementation, and there is a huge pain related to discipline, but also remember the pain of discipline is always less as compared to the pain of regret. ठीक है, तो ये चीज आपको ध्यान रखना है। नेक्स्ट इज the other area of importance for geography, which is areas of conflict. ठीक है, and that too you will see a lot of repetition there. Levant was asked because Israel का जो एरिया था वहां पे बहुत ज्यादा conflict हो रहा है। Similarly, अगर आपको इसका आंसर भी नहीं पता तो think about the most conflicted areas among these, you will get the answer. ठीक है, सिमिलरली कैटेलोनिया, क्रीमिया, मिंडानाओ, ओरोमिया, ये सब करंट अफेयर में थे। That is why when I'm saying you do IR, I'm telling you to do IR so that you are good with the region in news. आपको सिर्फ यही कवर करना है, आपको इंडिया बांग्लादेश के रिलेशंस नहीं कवर करने हैं 2 साल के। That is for mains. Fine. Next, PYQs will not be covered. PYQs and their language, because exactly PYQ cover करना तो मतलब फिर टेस्ट सीरीज अलग कैसे हुई? फिर what research have we made? We will be catching the language of PYQ and we will be creating questions that could be asked in next year. That is our intention. ठीक है, चलिए. Now, how to improve accuracy while solving a test? Now, please raise your hands whoever feels that I have taken a lot of tests, but कभी भी मेरा score 60 के ऊपर नहीं जाता, 50 के ऊपर नहीं जाता, no matter how much I study. Can you please raise your hands, or can you please write in the comments that I am struggling through that problem? Is anybody there who feels that there is a stagnation in their marks when it comes to prelims test? Has anybody taken the prelims test till now? Because the most common problem होती है, you need to be honest. If not with me, if not with us, then with yourselves. ठीक है? How to improve the accuracy के लिए सबसे important चीज है analysis of your test. Now that again will bring you some kind of pain, some kind of discomfort. You will feel कि अरे अभी तो ये टेस्ट दिया, already it was very rigorous, answers पढ़ लिया, already it was very rigorous, analysis कौन करेगा? That analysis, while we provide you through the mentorship and through the test discussions that we do, but at the same time आपको भी देखना है कि how your questions are going wrong. For that, you can take screenshot of this page. What we have done is, we have got a subject. What was your total score? How many questions went correct? How many went incorrect? Now is the time for analysis. ठीक है, analysis में whether it was an interpretation gap, it was a silly mistake, I knew about it but I misread the question because I was in because मुझे बहुत जल्दबाजी हो रही थी, I was in haste, so I skipped interpreting the question rightly. राइट एक ये होता है, एंड बी ऑनेस्ट, ये होता है, बहुत लोगों के साथ होता है ये। ठीक है, नेक्स्ट अवेयरनेस गैप, यू आर नॉट अवेयर ऑफ इट, सो गुड टू गो read the solution, have more research on that topic and you will get the awareness. This is very easy to fix. But ये जो गिल्ट होता है ना इंटरप्रिटेशन सिली मिस्टेक के गैप का, स्पेशली जब रियल एग्जाम में होता है, इट रियली बॉदर्स अस, इट रियली पिंचेस अस, doesn't let us sleep through nights. It's that bad. And is there a conceptual gap that I have read about it, but I was not having conceptual clarity? Let's say, what is the difference between simple majority, effective majority, absolute majority? Effective majority कब use होती है exactly? ठीक है, तो election में होती है या removal में use होती है? These are concepts. If you don't know it, then this is conceptual gap. या revision gap था, that you were not able to recall. आपको लग रहा है कि टकरा के आपके दिमाग में वो डेटा आ रहा है लेकिन क्लियर नहीं आ पा रहा है। ठीक है, जैसे ईयू का क्वेश्चन था, आपके दिमाग में क्लियरली नहीं आ पा रहा है, तो ऐसे केस में आप लिखोगे रिविजन गैप, देन फैक्चुअल गैप, देन आप इन सबका एडिशन करो अक्रॉस ऑल द क्वेश्चन, जितने भी इनकरेक्ट क्वेश्चन हुए अक्रॉस द क्वेश्चन सबका एडिशन करो, जो टॉप 3 एरियाज रहेंगे उन पे काम करना चालू करो, फैक्चुअल गैप तभी होता है जब मुझे डेटा नहीं पता, तो इसके बारे में आपको बहुत बुरा फील करने की जरूरत नहीं है. मेनी ऑफ अस सफर थ्रू लैक ऑफ फैक्ट्स, बिकॉज हम कोई विकिपीडिया नहीं है, हम कोई चैट जीपीटी नहीं है कि हमारे पास दुनिया का सारा फैक्ट पता होगा हमें. बट एट द सेम टाइम वी कैन बिल्ड ऑन फैक्ट्स. हमें नोट्स लेने हैं इस केस में. फैक्ट नहीं पता, नोट्स ले लो, ठीक है. एंड देन देयर वाज अ इंट्यूशन गैप कि मेरी एप्लीकेशन, मेरा कॉमन सेंस ही काम नहीं कर रहा था, ठीक है. because building intuition is also very important. So when you work on all these areas ना, आप continuously 5 टेस्ट तक ये काम करके देखो, your performance will acceleratedly improve. Not just improve but accelerate करके improve करेगी, other than somebody जो कि सिर्फ solution देख रहा है उसका, ठीक है. because acquiring knowledge will not just help you in it's not the only thing that is going to help you in cracking the prelims. It is the wisdom कब आता है? when you have self awareness about yourself, where and how am I likely to make the biggest mistake in which area and try to fix that, ठीक है. पहली चीज एक्यूरेसी बढ़ाने की ये है. दूसरी चीज है how many questions am I attempting. Now we have done a little maths for you over here. This will teach you, in order to leverage your marks, move beyond comfortable cutoff, how much questions should be scientifically attempted from your side. Now many of you will come and ask, and actually hota hai aisa bahut bari, कि because they knew only 40 questions in the paper, they were not having any idea about the rest 60 questions, they just attempted 40 questions. सारे के सारे अगर सही चले भी गए, thinking that I as a human will not be making any error, in that case you will be only getting 80 marks. But जितना हम कट ऑफ का ट्रेंड देखते हैं, we should always be aspiring to score more than 95 marks. So to score more than 95 marks, what are the chances? How many permutations and combinations can be made? I will take you through that. So let's say आप कितने क्वेश्चन अटेम्प्ट करते हैं? 70 क्वेश्चन. इस केस में आपके पास जो मार्जिन ऑफ एरर है, that I'll show you what is there. Margin of error would be 16. मैक्सिमम 16 क्वेश्चन तक आप गलत कर सकते हैं. अगर 16 से ज्यादा आपके क्वेश्चन गलत हो गए, मतलब कि आपका स्कोर 95 के ऊपर नहीं आएगा. So the least, the maximum number of questions which can be made incorrect from your side would be 16. Try to appreciate this fact, but you are a human. You might not be knowing a lot of question. Best of the toppers वो भी आके बताते हैं कि हमें सिर्फ 30 क्वेश्चन पता थे, तो बाकी 40 क्वेश्चन में तो उन्होंने रिस्क लिया ना, एलिमिनेशन किया, इंट्यूशन यूज किया, अपना अवेयरनेस यूज किया. पर उसके साथ ही एक रिस्क का एलिमेंट भी एसोसिएटेड होता है कि अगर मैं 40 क्वेश्चन पे रिस्क ले रही हूँ, 30 सही हो सकते हैं, 10 गलत हो सकता है 30 गलत हो जाए, तो रिस्क एलिमेंट रहता है. पर वो रिस्क कितना लेना है वो डिपेंड करता है आप कितने क्वेश्चन अटेम्प्ट करते हो. अगर आपको लग रहा है कि ऑफ ऑल द क्वेश्चन 70 क्वेश्चन मैंने अटेम्प्ट करके रखे हुए हैं, इसमें से मुझे पता है कि 40 के ऊपर तो सही जाएंगे या 50 के ऊपर मेरे क्वेश्चन सही चले जाएंगे, ठीक है. इस केस में यू कैन टेक द रिस्क. अगर आपको लग रहा है कि मेरे 56 तक क्वेश्चन सही जा रहे हैं, इन दैट केस यू कैन टेक द रिस्क कि मैं 70 क्वेश्चन अटेम्प्ट करके आऊंगी या फिर आऊंगा. नाउ लेट्स ट्राई टू इंक्रीज द नंबर ऑफ अटेम्प्ट्स. 86 अटेम्प्ट करके देखते हैं, ठीक है. ये मैं आपको कुछ गोल्डन नंबर्स बता रही हूँ. हमने 86 क्वेश्चन अटेम्प्ट करे. अब डू यू नो योर बैंडविड्थ ऑफ मेकिंग एन एरर इन द एग्जामिनेशन इंक्रीजेस. इन द केस ऑफ 70 क्वेश्चन आप सिर्फ 16 क्वेश्चन गलत कर सकते हो मैक्सिमम. इससे ज्यादा किया कट ऑफ क्लियर नहीं होगा. इस केस में आप 28 क्वेश्चन तक गलत कर सकते हो, तब भी आपका कट ऑफ क्लियर हो जाएगा कंफर्टेबली. हाउ इज इट हैपनिंग? बिकॉज आई एम इंक्रीजिंग माई नंबर ऑफ अटेम्प्ट्स. एंड देन इफ यू हैव दैट गट्स कि आप 100 क्वेश्चन अटेम्प्ट कर दो, 100 क्वेश्चन आप अगर अटेम्प्ट कर दो, सो इन दैट केस यू विल सी कि आप कितने इनकरेक्ट कर सकते हो. 41 इनकरेक्ट कर सकते हो. बट दिस इज टू बिग ऑफ अ रिस्क कि 41 से ज्यादा अटेम्प्ट हो गए, बिल्कुल ही इंट्यूशन काम नहीं किया था आपका, एकदम ही रैंडम आपने रिस्क ले लिया. इन दैट केस जहां ये 42 क्वेश्चन तक भी गलत हो गए, आपका कट ऑफ नहीं क्लियर होगा. तो हमें एक मार्जिन सिलेक्ट करना है जहां पे हम कंफर्टेबल हैं. वी माइट बी नोइंग दैट 25 से 35 क्वेश्चन तक गलत हो सकते हैं, ये भी मार्जिन है. which means 86 to 95 के बीच में आपको अटेम्प्ट करना चाहिए पेपर. इसमें भी डिपेंड्स अपॉन कि पेपर कैसा है. If the test series has helped you, if your knowledge has helped you, if you're very confident about your attempts, no matter what, 85 के ऊपर ही आपको अटेम्प्ट करना चाहिए. I would ideally say the golden ratio is 86 to 96 आपको अटेम्प्ट करने चाहिए, so that you have a comfortable margin कि 28 से 36 भी मेरे गलत हो गए, I will be able to clear the cutoff comfortably. And this is to score more than 95 marks. ठीक है, इस तरीके से आप कैलकुलेशन करके रखिए, इससे आपकी एक्यूरेसी इंक्रीज होगी. सो विच मीन्स इफ यू आर अंडर अटेम्प्टिंग द क्वेश्चन, दैट इज अ वेरी बिग रेड फ्लैग. सो डोंट गो बिलो 70, तो किसी कीमत पे नहीं करना. So when you are approaching the prelims camp test series, try to attempt the questions in this margin and see how your your questions are getting uh, your marks are getting leveraged. ठीक है. Next is notes making from the test. This through this example, I will also show you how should you do the PYQ analysis and what exactly do we mean by PYQ analysis, which should be incorporated in all your test series also. ठीक है. अब जैसे क्वेश्चन आया, which of the following cities is located to the north of Tropic of Cancer? Do you know this question has been asked 4 times in UPSC prelims examination in geography section. ठीक है, मतलब इंपॉर्टेंट थीम है, बट मुझे नहीं पता था कि ये पीवाईक्यू में पूछा गया है. आई विल पिक दिस थीम कि ठीक है, दे आर आस्किंग मी समथिंग, दे आर एक्सपेक्टिंग मी टू नो द मैपिंग नॉलेज ऑफ इंडिया विथ रिगार्ड्स टू इंपॉर्टेंट लैटिट्यूड्स एंड लॉन्गिट्यूड्स. इंपॉर्टेंट लैटिट्यूड हो गया ट्रॉपिक ऑफ कैंसर, इंपॉर्टेंट लॉन्गिट्यूड हो गया IST. ठीक है. नाउ इतने सारे स्टेट्स हैं. फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल, हाउ मेनी स्टेट्स आर देयर? 8 स्टेट्स. इतना सारा एक्सप्लेनेशन मुझे नहीं पढ़ना, मुझे सिर्फ ये देखना है हाउ मेनी स्टेट्स आर देयर. ठीक है. एंड ट्रॉपिक ऑफ कैंसर के ऊपर कौन सा लाई करता है एंड नीचे कौन सा लाई करता है सिटी, बस मुझे इतना देखना है. विच सिटी इज द क्लोजेस्ट टू ट्रॉपिक ऑफ कैंसर? सो ये भी मैंने मार्क कर दिया कि उदयपुर, विच इज लोकेटेड इन त्रिपुरा, दिस नॉट इन राजस्थान. दिस इज ऑल्सो द उदयपुर सिटी इज क्लोजेस्ट टू ट्रॉपिक ऑफ कैंसर. ये की फैक्ट है जो मुझे नॉर्मली एनसीईआरटीज में भी नहीं मिलेगा, इसीलिए मैं इसको टेस्ट सीरीज में नोट्स बना लूंगी, टेस्ट सीरीज से लेके. ठीक है. नेक्स्ट, व्हेन आई अंडरस्टैंड दैट देयर आर 8 states, ये मुझे आज तो याद हो गया, लेकिन probably in future I will be forgetting it. So what I'll do, I'll create a mnemonic. So try to devise mnemonics also. Mnemonics मैंने बना दिया, जैसे राजीव गांधी made chief justice wait for the meeting. These are the 8 states and meeting में मैंने M को स्टार कर दिया ताकि मुझे याद रहे कि M for मिजोरम and not मणिपुर. ठीक है, इससे मैंने याद कर लिया कि कितने स्टेट्स पास करते हैं. Similarly, because I understood this theme, I have to go a little further. I have to go a little beyond than what average students are preparing. So what I'll do, I'll see states passing through all the important lines. IST से कितने पास होते हैं, Tropic of Cancer से कितने पास होते हैं, 2 states के बीच में अगर ट्रैवल करना है तो शॉर्टेस्ट डिस्टेंस, शॉर्टेस्ट नंबर ऑफ स्टेट्स कितने होने चाहिए. बिकॉज दिस क्वेश्चन वाज आस्क्ड इन यूपीएससी कि अगर इफ यू हैव टू ट्रैवल फ्रॉम मणिपुर टू केरला, हाउ मेनी मिनिमम नंबर ऑफ स्टेट्स, शॉर्टेस्ट डिस्टेंस कौन सा रहेगा, कौन से स्टेट्स उसमें आएंगे, तो मुझे वो आइडिया होना चाहिए, तो मैं वो भी एक बार देख लूंगी. देन आई विल बी सीइंग which of them are, how many number of states are bordering, let's say are bordering China, are bordering Bangladesh, are bordering Pakistan, are bordering Myanmar. मैं ये सारी ज्योग्राफी देख के रखूंगी. ठीक है. फिर कौन सी स्टेट की लार्जेस्ट कोस्ट लाइन है, मैं वो भी देख लूंगी. ये सारी चीजें मैंने सिर्फ एक थीम से उठा ली, which is that I expected them to ask me question from the physiography, from the mapping of India, important latitude and longitude. इससे मैंने इतनी सारी themes create कर ली, मेरे notes बन गए. So the amount of enrichment that I have done, the amount of analysis that I have done, this will help me solve 5 other questions in future. समझ रहे हो? ऐसे आपको analysis करना है. इसका मतलब ये नहीं है कि मुझे जब मैं notes बनाने लगूं तो मैं सारी चीजों के notes बना लूं. नहीं, I have to be very selective as to what I have to take notes of. अगर वो डेटा मुझे लग रहा है कि मैं याद नहीं कर पाऊंगी, मुझे उसका निमोनिक क्रिएट कर लेना है, कोई पिक्टोग्राफिक मेमोरी उसकी क्रिएट कर लेनी है, और उसके बियॉन्ड जाना है कि एसोसिएटेड थीम्स कौन कौन सी है. ठीक है. चलिए, इसके बाद आई विल टीच यू हाउ टू टेक नोट्स. Whenever you take the test series, try to create one liner notes of all the questions, क्योंकि हर क्वेश्चन में, इवन इफ आपने कोई क्वेश्चन सही कर दिया, उसके कंटेंट में, उसके एक्सप्लेनेशन में कोई ऐसा फैक्ट छुपा होगा जो आपको नहीं पता होगा. ठीक है. ट्राई टू अप्रिशिएट दैट कि ठीक है, मुझे इसी जगह पे ये चीज भी मिल गई है, क्योंकि मैंने आपको प्रीलिम्स के रिफ्लेक्शन में, कैंप के रिफ्लेक्शन में बताया कि इन मेनी एरियाज द क्वेश्चंस वर एक्चुअली डिराइव्ड फ्रॉम आवर एक्सप्लेनेशन सेक्शन. ठीक है. अपेरेंटली पूरा क्वेश्चन कॉपी नहीं हुआ था, लेकिन कुछ एक्सप्लेनेशन में कुछ एरियाज थे जो कि अगले साल प्रीलिम्स में क्वेश्चन बन गया. ठीक है. सो दैट इज वाई फ्रॉम एवरी टॉपिक एक वन लाइनर बनाने की कोशिश करिए. सब कुछ मत डालिए, वो डालिए जो आप भूल सकते हैं. निमोनिक्स डाल के रख लीजिए. ठीक है. इंपॉर्टेंट फैक्ट्स डाल के रख लीजिए. अपेरेंट चीजें जो बहुत ही आपको पहले से पता था, उसको इन नोट्स पे मत डालिए. दीज आर गोइंग टू बी योर ग्रामर नोट्स. ठीक है. एक A4 साइज शीट को 2 हाफ्स में डिवाइड करिए, या फिर डिजिटल नोट को 2 कॉलम्स में डिवाइड करिए, एंड देन आप इसमें ऐसे नोट्स बनाइए. ठीक है. कैन यू सी? कितना कितना साइज कितना है, बहुत छोटा साइज है हर एक पॉइंट का. इससे क्या होता है ना, एज आई रिड्यूस द नंबर ऑफ पेजेस टू बी रिवाइज्ड, आई वेरी क्विकली रिवाइज देम. सो दीज आर गोइंग टू बी योर फाइनल नोट्स. ठीक है, चलिए. अब ग्रामर्स में भी क्या होता है, आई हैव टू कीप ऑन रिवाइजिंग इट. सो अब मैं ये सोचूं कि मैं ऑलरेडी लाइक आई लेज आउट एंड आई डू अ लॉट ऑफ प्रोक्रेस्टिनेशन. इनफैक्ट बिल गेट्स एंड स्टीव जॉब तो अप्रिशिएट करते थे ऐसे लोगों को जो थोड़े लेजी होते थे, प्रोक्रेस्टिनेटर होते थे, क्योंकि उनको लगता था कि ये ज्यादा इफेक्टिवली कोई काम को डिलीवर करेंगे, क्योंकि ये जो फालतू की चीजें होती हैं वो उसको एलिमिनेट करके जो हाईली प्रोडक्टिव एरियाज होते हैं उसी पे काम करते हैं और फटाफट वर्क फिनिश करते हैं, बिकॉज दे आर लेजी. So what we will do when we are revising it, when we are revising these grammars also, we will highlight the important areas. मैं इसको भी फिर फिल्टर आउट कर दूंगी. मैंने इंपॉर्टेंट एरियाज हाईलाइट करके रख दिया ताकि वो मेरे सामने फ्लैश हो. These grammars will only help me if I have revised them multiple times, 10 to 15 times, then only it will help me. ठीक है. So we have learned how to create notes. आपको हर क्वेश्चन जो भी प्रीलिम्स कैंप में आएगा या जो भी आप टेस्ट सीरीज लगाने वाले हैं, हर क्वेश्चन में कोई ना कोई फैक्ट होगा जो आपको नहीं पता होगा, उसको आपको अपने नोट्स में इस तरीके से बुलेट पॉइंट में डालना है. पैराग्राफिकल फॉर्म के नोट्स नहीं बनाने, फ्लो चार्ट टाइप के नोट्स नहीं बनाने. इस टाइम पे फ्लो चार्ट्स करंट अफेयर के लिए ठीक है, बट इसमें नहीं है. ठीक है. फिर this is all about that I wanted to tell you regarding the insights that I have developed so far. I have learned from my friends, I've learned from my seniors about prelims preparation. अगर आपने अच्छे से सुना है, I'm very confident that you now will be having a very clear vision and strategy to approach the prelims game. It's not very easy. And all the strategies that I have told you, ये आपको बहुत easy भी लगी होंगी. मैंने कोई आपको rocket science बनाना तो नहीं बताया, बहुत basic चीज बताई है ना? Now, you tell me one thing. What I have told you, 70 of you are already listening to it. कितने implement कर पाएंगे? Do you have any idea how many people will be able to implement this? Because I'll tell you something. Cracking any examination, cracking any phase, or actually solving any problem of life requires our approach, which is very simple. The more simplified it is, the better we will be able to implement it. तो मैंने आपको बहुत सिंपल चीजें बताई, मैंने आपको कोई साइंटिफिक चीजें नहीं बताई, बट मैंने आपको क्वांटिफाइबल चीजें बताई, राइट? द पेन कम्स व्हेन यू हैव टू इम्प्लीमेंट इट. तो अभी तो आप मोटिवेट हो गए, आपको एकदम क्लैरिटी आ गई, बट व्हेन यू विल बी गोइंग टू होम, या जब आप अपना पढ़ाई स्टार्ट करोगे, जब आप एक्चुअली में देखोगे कि अच्छा आई हैव टू क्रिएट ग्रामर्स, देन आई हैव टू रिवाइज इट, देन आई हैव टू एनालाइज माय परफॉर्मेंस, मुझे वो रिपोर्ट कार्ड बनाना पड़ेगा. दैट इज वेयर द पेन स्टार्ट्स. But I'll tell you, my dear students, I'll tell you something. Growth doesn't happen without pain. So, the way you perceive pain, the kind of relationships that you have with these feelings of pain and discipline, that has to be changed fundamentally. आप सोचिए, let's say if you're going to gym, how your muscles get built only if you're enduring pain for a longer period of time. Why? Because our body already has got a set boundaries. ठीक है. ऐसे ही सिमिलर फॉर अ मेंटल ब्रेन ऑल्सो. फॉर अ ब्रेन, फॉर आवर बॉडी, वी हैव सर्टेन लिमिट्स. उस लिमिट के बाहर हम जाने की कोशिश करते हैं तो बॉडी इनर्शिया क्रिएट करता है. इट डजंट वांट टू टेक दैट पेन. बट इफ यू विल नेवर टेक द पेन, if you will never get out of the fear of failure, the pain of taking the discipline, the pain of consistency बहुत बोरिंग होती है. most of the people are not able to do it. procrastination चालू कर देते हैं. अगर आप ये नहीं करोगे, you will be the same person that you were yesterday. You will be the same person that you were last year. So how are you growing? Are you doing justice to your body? Are you doing justice to your wisdom, the trust that your parents have given on you? They are regularly rewarding you. आपको वो monetary basis पे reward करते हैं, psychological support provide करते हैं. And what are you doing? You are not even doing your self growth. All of us are making so much effort just because आपकी self growth हो, and just because you are afraid to not come out of your comfort zone because you're fearful of it, you're not taking that leap. So सबसे पहली सबसे important चीज है, strategies will always be the same. Toppers सारे आपको एक ही चीज बता रहे हैं, but implementation is only in your hand. And implementation करने का the only way to do the implementation is to build a very good relationship with pain. Be very comfortable with taking pain. Almost all the important, stars of the world, be it sports person or film stars or any academic achiever, any bureaucrat, सारे लोग, everybody will be a testament to this fact that they have taken a lot of pain and struggle and have done a lot of hard work in their life. Only then they are where they are today. Without pain, without struggle, it will not happen. So if they have done it, even if they are billionaires, they're still doing it. If they are doing it, why can't we do it? So please take actions. Whatever I have told you, whatever strategies I have incorporated in this session, try to implement it. Even if it is giving you a little pain because you have to move out of your comfort zone, do it. Because believe me, you will be a different person tomorrow. You will be a different person the other year. You will grow a lot intellectually. And that is the entire purpose of taking challenges like civil services examination. हम इसीलिए तो आए थे, because we wanted to grow, we wanted to challenge ourselves, we wanted to test our limits, and now we are not doing it. So first thing, please take actions. Second thing is, take this examination very professionally. It's examination, so don't need to be very attached with it. Be attached with your consistent improvement, but always be detached from the result. Result is something that should be the last point of concern. We should only be concerned with our daily deliveries. We should be consistent with our actions. We should be determined towards taking actions. Nothing more is important. So again, don't mindlessly be into this cycle. Always, whenever you are sleeping, write down the target for the next day. जो भी आपको टेस्ट के शेड्यूल में दिया हुआ है, मॉर्निंग में the first thing you should be doing is have a glance of this target, so that you wake up with a vision. A man with a purpose is a deadly man, and a man who is purposeless, aimless, he's just wasting his powers, his intellectual capacities, right? Then always follow the Pomodoro method. You should be able to track whatever you're doing. See, अगर आपको लगेगा ना कि there is something significant is happening because of your efforts, because of your studies, you'll feel very good about it. So one such intervention is done by the Forest app. I also used to use it. It's a paid version actually. I'm not promoting it, but just telling. Forest app में क्या होता है कि the moment you finish 50 minutes of consistent study without any distraction, you get to grow a tree. And the moment you grow 1,000 such trees, they actually plant a real tree for you in Africa's forest. So you're making a difference. You're actually able to quantify कि आपने कितना हार्ड वर्क किया. जब आप उसको वीक में रिव्यू करते हो कि I have grown so many trees, उसके साथ आपको रिवॉर्ड्स भी मिलता है. So it incorporates a very beautiful reward and incentive system for you. ठीक है, तो अपने आप को आप रिवॉर्ड करना सीखिए किसी भी एक्शन के थ्रू, ताकि you will always be motivated. Don't search for external motivation. External motivation कुछ नहीं होता. It's all bullshit. In fact, they will distract you more. Try to bring intrinsic motivation. Try to reward your own self. Incorporate systems around you, environment around you, which are facilitating your preparation, right? And be very self-driven. Okay. Next is consume the material, take notes, try to actively recall it. Because science also tells us that whatever we are able to recall, which means जो मैं आपको पढ़ा रही हूँ, whatever I'm bringing outside my mind, whatever I'm trying to recall, that is something which is going to be imprinted in my long term memory. जो मैं कंज्यूम करती रहूंगी, मैं आपके कमेंट कंज्यूम कर रही हूँ ना, आई एम रीडिंग इट. सो वट एवर आई एम रीडिंग, आई एम गोइंग टू फॉरगेट द वेरी नेक्स्ट डे. उसकी मेमोरी बहुत शॉर्ट होती है. ठीक है, सो ट्राई टू इनकॉर्पोरेट एक्टिव रिकॉल इनटू योर रिविजन एंड अवॉइड डिस्ट्रैक्शंस एट ऑल कॉस्ट. This is not a place where we can afford the distractions. Examination का gestation period लंबा है, but इतना भी लंबा नहीं है. ठीक है, अगर आपको वो एक ऐसी चीज दे रहा है which can change the entire life, the generations of your family, then of course it's worthwhile. उस time पे distract होके you're doing injustice to the trust that we, your parents, are showing to you. This was all from my side regarding prelims preparation. I hope it has helped you. Now I'm here for your question and answers. I will be answering it for the next 5 minutes. So please feel free to ask. Okay, so I hope you have enjoyed the session. You've understood all the pointers. They were clear to you. Okay, ma'am, what should I do for current affair right now? I'm fully exhausted. What makes you exhausted? Why are you exhausted? And what you should be doing for current affair? अगर आप पिक नहीं कर पा रहे हो डेली, तो आप मंथली करंट अफेयर करने लगो और नोट्स बनाओ जैसे मैंने आपको सिखाया है. ठीक है, Sai, you are asking about PYQs. What PYQs? Is there any significant question that you want to ask? You have the other 5 minutes. If you have any question, please feel free to ask. And guys, when is the prelims camp commencing from? Which date? Prelims camp is commencing from 4th of December. That is going to be your first polity test. Do you explain the PYQ in the course, ma'am? I don't explain PYQ in this course. There's a different course for that. That is Step Up Mentorship Program. But the PYQs, I will be taking certain sessions in this camp program also. So don't worry. And we will incorporate your PYQ analysis approach in this camp program. Okay? Ma'am, I haven't done the polity. Will this pre-camp help me to do polity and similar subjects? Of course. I've already shown you the entire syllabus, the test schedule. They are here to facilitate all the topics of polity. So we'll take care of it. Okay. Should I do but PYQ, not solve? What should I do? Okay. You're not able to solve the PYQs. You can take a book which has PYQ solution. Don't try to solve all the PYQs by yourself. वो तो जो toppers हैं वो भी 100% PYQ solve नहीं कर पाते, सब सिर्फ कट ऑफ निकालते हैं. तो आप उसके सोल्यूशन पढ़िए, आप उसकी लैंग्वेज समझिए, आप उसका थीम समझिए, उस पर रिसर्च करिए. ठीक है. Asking that will this program also help in dealing with new type of question on changing? Yes, we have very quickly adopted to the changing pattern, the changing language of UPSC exam. जो 3 वेरिएबल वाले मैंने आपको एग्जाम बताए, जो अलग टाइप के करंट अफेयर रिगार्डिंग बुक्स एंड मिलिट्री एक्सरसाइजेस आ रही है, सारे हमने इनकॉर्पोरेट करके रखे हुए हैं. सो यू नो डोंट नीड टू वरी अबाउट इट. Okay, how to balance this with mains test series? So I've already told you the plan. तो plan आपने देखा होगा बहुत diluted है. एक दिन में आपको 2 टॉपिक पढ़ना है, 3 दिन के अंदर आपको 6 टॉपिक्स कवर करना है. इतना डिफिकल्ट नहीं होगा. मेंस की टेस्ट सीरीज आप वैसे भी वीकेंड पे या वीक में 2 बार ले रहे होगे, वीक में 2 बार आपको प्रीलिम्स टेस्ट देना है. सो जस्ट enjoy the process ना, enjoy the rigor, enjoy the grill that this examination is giving to you. तो हो जाएगा, सब बैलेंस हो जाएगा. ठीक है. Selva, were you a member of that program last year? How should I go along with CSAT as of now? मैंने आपको बताया है. I have already told this to you. First of all, assess yourself. Try to give one CSAT test and see what marks are you scoring. If the score is less than 45, then start from December onwards. You can take any course. There's a course in Vajiram also for CSAT, or you can refer to the standard textbooks, refer to the YouTube videos again. You can do whatever, but again, start from December. ठीक है. अगर आपके 66 के around आ रहे हैं, like you're scoring 55 or more, 60 or more, somewhere around 66, but not clearing the cutoff, you can start it from January. 66 से ज़्यादा आ रहे हैं, then you start from February or March. Okay. After the test discussion, live classes available for online student. Yes, you will be able to attend all the classes online, like you're doing right now, and the recorded classes will be available. Okay. Okay. How to make notes of optional PSIR? Okay, that's a very good question, but it is completely out of the agenda of this session. And I do not belong to PSIR optional. I had geography optional, and I will not be dealing with any questions regarding optionals. Okay. What is the difference between Power Up Prelims and CAMP? CAMP has got the mentorship program. You will be getting prelims mentorship as well by the subject matter experts. Power Up has got more number of tests, but not the mentorship. Okay. This is the first time I'm planning to take prelims camp, ma'am. That's a great intent. But please remember, taking the program alone won't help. You have to work harder than how much we are working hard for you. Okay. You're a J12 student. That's great. Hello. Ma'am, if you were a triangle, you'd be an acute one. That's amazing. Okay. Is there any other question? Is there any other question? We are running short of time. We need to close the session. What type of question asked in general? SC science, you mean? Type of question in general science, something which is conceptual, like the difference between animal cell and the plant cells, and very basic things. But of course, science and tech has turned more towards the application of new technology, emerging technology. So it has become current affair oriented. तो आपको करंट अफेयर करना है साइंस एंड टेक का, उसी से ही जो स्टैटिक आप कैच कर पा रहे हो वो करो. ऐसा बहुत ज्यादा कंसेप्ट्स बिल्ड करने की कोशिश आपको नहीं करनी है अलग सोर्सेज से, कि आप कोई अलग बुक ले आओ या फिर आप कोई क्लासेस ज्वाइन कर लो. अगर ऑलरेडी क्लासेस ज्वाइन करके रखी है, ओनली दैट मटेरियल इज गुड, मोर देन इनफ. उसके अलावा कुछ नहीं. ठीक है. मैम, व्हाट इज इट मैनेजेबल विद पीजी कोर्स? ऑफ कोर्स, व्हाई नॉट. स्पेशली अगर आपका पीजी कोर्स कोई गवर्नमेंट इंस्टीट्यूट से हो रहा है, या अगर आपका लाइक इग्नू वगैरह से हो रहा है, तो बहुत ईजी है। ठीक है मैम, करंट अफेयर नहीं हम, what question is that? Okay, Sumant, that's great. Exam time duration for HLTs it will be 1 hour, 10:30 to 11:30. For FLTs it will be for 2 hours, 10:30 to 12:30 offline mode, and also in online mode in portal. Okay. I think we are all done with the questions. Okay, I had a great time hosting all of you. I hope these strategies help you. They have built a good ground. They have debusted your doubts and fear regarding prelims. If it has helped you, let me know, and then I close the session with a good heart. Okay. करंट अफेयर हो जाएगा आपका, डोंट वरी। करंट अफेयर मैंने आपको बताया 20% वेटेज ही होता है, बहुत ज्यादा फोकस नहीं करना है, करंट अफेयर हो जाएगा। ठीक है, some focus areas if you want to know, you can go to the webinar, the live section of Vajiram. वहां पे around prelims, when the prelims was there in this year, around that time एक high yielding topics का मैंने वीडियो लिया हुआ है, so you can go and check over there. Okay, human geography of physical geomorphological features mostly. Okay guys, thank you so much for attending this session. Bye, take care, and study hard for your dreams, for your passion, for your goal. Okay, till we meet again, bye.